Hello, good evening and welcome. This is Primetime News at 9, coming to you live from the Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Nadim Majid. And I'm
Arundhati Mudannayak. Let's start off with a look at your headlines this evening.
Over 200 millimeters of rainfall recorded in Kitulgala and Yatiyantota. Landslide warnings issued for 4 districts. Fallen trees hamper traffic on several roads in Colombo. Temporary ban imposed on issuing on-arrival visas to travellers from 4 Ebola-affected countries in Africa. SM Marikar appointed UNP organizer for Kulannava. Potato prices drop, farmers affected.
And now for the stories in detail. SM Marika has been appointed as the UNP organizer for the Kulannava electorate. The appointment letter was presented to SM Marika by UNP leader Ranil Wickramasinghe this morning. SM Marika entered the political stage at the last Western Province elections. Receiving 67,886 votes, he became the most popular candidate in the last election with the highest number of preferential votes.
කොළොන්නාව මැතිවරණ කොට්ටාශය කියලා කියන්නේ කොළඹ නගරයට ආසන්නව තිබුණත් සංවර්ධනයෙන් ඉතාම පල්ලෙහාට ගිය යටිතල පහසුකම්.
Even though the Kulannava electorate is situated in close proximity to Colombo, it is underdeveloped and does not have proper infrastructure facilities. People in Kulannava are facing numerous issues. It has become a heaven for drugs. That is why I am prepared to accept the responsibility of working towards the development of the Kulannava town, provide jobs to its youth and eradicate drugs. We will accomplish this under a UNP government. We will make it a developed electorate. Within these 2 months, we will create a situation which allows UNPers to keep their backbone straight after a lapse of 20 years. We will work together to accomplish this.
සියලු දෙනා එකතු වෙලා එකවන්ව එකට නැගී සිට හදන්න අපි සූදානම්. විශේෂයෙන්ම මම සතුටු වන්නේ
I would like to state that Marikar is a young leader, is a talented politician who has a good vision and is someone who is capable of working for the betterment of the public. The fact that such talented people have gotten a chance like this shows that the UNP will have a bright future and a good journey ahead.
The chairman of the Kulannava Urban Council, DP Ravindra Udayashanta, who stands accused of assaulting the deputy chairman of the council, was granted bail by the Colombo Magistrates Court today. Colombo Additional Magistrate Nirosha Fernando granted permission for Ravindra Udayashanta to put forward a bondsman for 100,000 rupees.
The police say although a complaint had been lodged that the chairman had a firearm in his possession, there was no evidence.
The truth came out today. I believe this will be a great strength to us in protecting the name of Kulannava. The law must be enforced accordingly. We ask that false complaints like this not be used to destroy people who serve the public like us.
The Kulannava Urban Council convened under an acting chairman today owing to the absence of both the chairman and deputy chairman. Deputy Chairman Suresh Kodagoda later arrived to chair the meeting.
The council comprises of all of us. The chairman is one individual. At the moment, I am the chairman. If I am to speak from my heart, I must say that I do not wish to steer this council in this fashion. Let us say that I have no problem with the chairman assaulting me with a pistol. When council employees attack the deputy chairman, it is not a slight on the chairman, but on the entire council. I do not wish to continue speaking of this. It is distasteful. But a similar incident occurred on the 2nd of August. The council has deteriorated to such a level. This is why I ask this honourable council to take this forward legitimately.
The deputy chairman then left the chamber but returned a few minutes later.
As a member, it has become almost impossible for me to come to the council if the deputy chairman is being attacked in this way. There must be respect for everybody. There's no such respect in the council today. How are we to come to the council? We cannot do any work because we are in fear that we will be attacked.
While several areas in the island experienced rain, other areas were experiencing strong winds. Now, due to the inclement weather condition, trees were uprooted in several areas in Colombo today.
Vehicular movement along the Kolpiti duplication road was hampered as a result of a tree that had uprooted in the area. The tree fell on a car and a three-wheeler, resulting in heavy traffic.
I heard a noise only to see that the window of the car had been shattered. When I turned around, I saw that the tree had fallen. He got down and I managed to get out the same way. I saw that a three-wheeler was wedged under the tree. They were able to take out one person while the other was trapped. Later, a backhoe was brought to help release the other individual and he was taken to hospital.
Meanwhile, communities living in drought-affected areas of Hambantota received rainfall since early this morning. Residents from the Lunugambehera in Surivava, Hambantota, who were inconvenienced by the drought, received rainfall after 8 months. The Department of Meteorology states that rains can be expected in areas with dry weather condition during the second intermonsoonal period. With heavy rainfall experienced in the Gaul town, a number of roads were inundated. Our correspondent stated that the Kaluwella Road as well as the Abdul Wahab Mawata were inundated in the Kongaha junction due to the Murugada waterway overflowing. Gaul recorded a rainfall of 81.1 millimeters, while the Tawalama area recorded a rainfall of 101 millimeters. Meanwhile, the Alupwala Road in Hikkadua was inundated, causing disruption in vehicular movement in the area. Trees which are uprooted in the Maravala and Madagama areas along the Chilau-Colombo main road resulted in traffic congestion experienced in these areas. Our correspondent stated that vehicular movement was disrupted for a period of 15 minutes on the routes in question. Our correspondent added that fishermen in Chilau refrained from setting out to sea owing to the prevalent weather conditions. The Department of Meteorology notes that the fishing community should remain vigilant as wind speeds could increase up to 70 kilometers per hour. Our correspondent stated that over 1,000 acres of paddy lands in areas including Marwala, Megoda were destroyed due to heavy showers.
We have about 4 acres of paddy land, but now they are destroyed. There was no one to clean the canals for the water to recede. Now certain areas remain congested. We are in debt and we are suffering.
Meanwhile, the Department of Meteorology states that heavy mist was experienced in the Nuwara Eliya, Badula and Bantarawala areas. Due to meteorologist Jeevan Karunaratne added that the Hambantota area could expect further rainy conditions.
Meanwhile, landslide and rockslide warnings have been issued for parts of the Kalutara, Gaul, Mathura and K-Gaul districts. The National Building Research Organisation notes that communities in these areas should remain cautious. Let's now take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
A very good evening to you and welcome to Weather First, where we bring you the latest on the weather conditions around the island. The Met Department says that the highest rainfall of 68.7 millimeters over the past 24 hours was recorded in the Katunaika. The Met Department says thunder showers in the western, Sabaragamu's central and southern provinces. Now taking a look at the sea areas around the island, the Met Department is forecasting rough seas off the coast extending from Putlam to Hambantota, while Colombo and Gaul with wind speeds up to 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. The Met Department also says that there is a possibility of wind speeds intensifying up to 70 kilometers per hour from Katunaika to Hambantota, while Colombo and Gaul in the deep and shallow sea areas. Let's now take a look at the forecast highs for the next 24 hours in other areas of the island.
Well, before we move on to more local news, just a reminder that you can follow the Newsfirst Weather Centre's comprehensive coverage of the prevailing weather patterns, and you can read more about the incidents that unfolded following the collapse of a tree on Duplication Road in Kolpiti and the rescue effort taken by the fire and rescue team by visiting our website newsfirst.lk.
Issuing a release, the Minister of External Affairs has temporarily banned issuing on-arrival visas to passengers coming from 4 Ebola-affected countries in the African region.
Taking into consideration suggestions made by the Ministry of Health, this ban will be implemented to passengers arriving from Nigeria, Guinea, Sierra Leone and Liberia. However, if it is necessary for a passenger to enter Sri Lanka, a health report must be submitted to the Sri Lankan embassy in the relevant country in order to obtain visa. Furthermore, special measures have been taken to screen passengers arriving at the Katunayake International Airport to prevent the spread of the Ebola virus. The Ebola virus has so claimed the lives of 1,000 individuals in the West African region.
And up next, the battle for over.
They appointed a chief minister, but did he do anything? No. Did Chief Minister Sashindra Rajapaksa come to the villages? Did he come to your homes and inquire into your problems? He will not come to your villages. He is in Kataragama. There is no charity box in your village.
The best thing is that they latch onto me when they need someone to scold. If they are trying to criticize me through jealousy and trip me up, I must warn them that I am not a person who trips easily. And if I trip them up, they will fall in fours.
He is the Basnayaka Nilame, but he is with the gods in Kataragama. He is showing the people that he was not among them because he is a god. He comes among the people gradually during election time. He goes missing afterwards, but I suppose it's okay because he is a god.
Even I put all my eggs in one basket the last time. If the basket topples, it will all be over. This is not a good time to go around overturning baskets. There is a presidential election and a general election coming, so we are staying on everyone's good side.
You're watching News First, and up next is a look at Action TV.
Ten days have passed since officials of the Forest Conservation Department conducted a raid in the Olandala Sanctuary in Kotavehera, Ampara on a group of persons who were bundling up timber from a fallen kumbuk tree. The Ampara Division Secretary had addressed a letter to the Grama Niladhari of Kotavehera, making it out that the bundling of timber from this fallen tree was a legitimate affair. If forest conservation officers did not intervene in the matter, it is possible that the timber that was taken from this fallen tree would have found its way to a private timber mill in Ampara. Given that timber on state lands can only be taken over by the State Timber Corporation, it is wrong of the Divisional Secretary to inform the Grama Niladhari through this letter that the timber is to be transported to a private timber mill. What boggles the mind in this case, however, is the fact that the private timber mill in question is in reality a paddy mill. While a pickup truck belonging to the Divisional Secretariat was deployed for the endeavour to bundle up this timber, the endeavour was supervised by 2 officials from the Divisional Secretariat, while one of the 2 people involved in the task itself had previously been produced in court on charges of timber racketeering. Although the timber was later handed over to the State Timber Corporation on the instructions of the Forest Conservation Department, the Department of Irrigation lodged a complaint with the police noting that the timber in fact belongs to them. The complaint lodged by the Irrigation Department also notes that 4 kumbuk trees in close proximity to the fallen tree had been charred near the roots. Action TV made inquiries on the police regarding what steps they have taken with regard to this complaint.
The police have received information that a tree has been felled in the Kotavehera area. However, it was reported that when the police went to the location, they found that it had already been secured by officials of the Forest Conservation Department. The Forest Conservation Department arrested the 2 suspects and seized the bundled timber. If irrigation officials are unhappy with this, they must lodge a complaint with the Forest Conservation Department or the director of the department.
While the stock of kumbuk timber has an estimated value of 700,000 rupees, it was discovered yesterday that 3 more kumbuk trees of the same stature in a reserve in Ampara had been set fire to near the roots and partially cut, possibly to induce the trees to fall. It could also be seen that old tires had been used as an incendiary agent.